to one and all. Today I am Aditya Bhagat from class Plus 2 Medical and I stand here in front of you to narrate a story on the theme of blue bondage and bravery. Our story is set in Champaran, a land of green fields which suffered under the blue bondage of indigo. The British planters forced the helpless Indian farmers to produce only indigo in the land. Their lives were tied to the blue like the chains that they could not break. One day when Gandhiji arrived in that small village, he noticed a farmer named Shivlal. He noticed that Shivlal had tied a blue cloth around his arm and Gandhiji went up to him and asked, "What happened, brother?" Shivlal said, "Bapu, the planters men beat me up because I refused to grow indigo." And thus looking down at the ground, he said that this blue dye has become our bondage. Gandhiji put an arm on the shoulder of Shivlal and said that where there is suffering, there also must be bravery. And thus, inspired by the farmer's misery, Gandhiji began his inquiry. Thousands of villagers came to Gandhiji telling their stories, some bruised, some frightened, but all bound by the same blue injustice that had haunted them for many years. Gandhiji was called on by British immediately to leave the town, but Gandhiji refused. He said that the fear of the villagers was the only summer that he needed. Gandhiji was called on into the courthouse for defying the orders. The next day, Gandhiji went to the courthouse and thousands of villagers gathered around the courthouse with scraps of blue cloth tied around their wrist, as a symbol of their suffering, but also as a symbol of their bravery. Inspired by the bravery, Gandhiji stood tall in front of the judge. He said that I'm only guilty of trying to relieve the poor of the bondage that had crushed them for years. Inspired by Gandhiji's honesty, the judge dropped the case, and thus there was a victory for moral truth and justice. The indigo trade, following the events of this Gandhiji court indictment, was abolished. The blue injustice that had crushed farmers was no more. When Gandhiji once again met Shivlal the other day, Shivlal told Gandhi that this blue dye still reminds me of my suffering. But Gandhiji told Shivlal that as it reminds you of your suffering, it must also remind you of your bravery, that bravery without which the Champaran could not have changed. And thus, the story of Champaran became a story of blue bondage and bravery that ended it. Thank you.